Hey guys, Team Special Decay here. This is Austin, and I'm coming at you with the Forbidden Unlimited list that is effective from July 14th all the way to September 30th. This list is very underwhelming. It didn't do much. It didn't hit a lot of the top decks. Let's get right to it. There are no new ban cards, which is kind of surprising for Konami because of the fact they usually do ban a card. There's two newly limited cards, Goyo Guardian, which was once banned. Goyo does not have a giant effect on this format. It helps those tier 3, 2.5 decks that can actually make him. No tier 1 decks can really make him without going out of their way. It doesn't really have much of an effect here. Not to mention, we Exceed summon a lot more than we Synchro summon. So Goyo attacking over an Exceed, all it does is it brings it back without materials, which doesn't really help anybody to have an Exceed without materials, because that's where all of their effects and all the good stuff they do for you comes from. So Goyo, again, very underwhelming this format. And then the second card is Gear. They hit the wrong card in that deck. Shocker. Konami never hits the right card in decks, and they did not hit the right card here. This card, yes, it does make an auto Gear X for them, but at the same time, it's so easy to counter. We have a lot of cards that counter traps, that counter summons, and it's a dead card for them a lot. I thought something like Armor should have been hit. Armor should have been hit because it's not a dead card when they draw it. This card can be a lot more than an Armor can. Not to mention, even Accelerator at times is better than having a Gear. Just because you can OTK with Accelerators, things like that. It's just not a very good hit on that deck, in my opinion, and it's the only hit on any deck this list actually gave out. For the new semi-limited cards, there are three: Magician of Faith, Formula Synchron, and Rhoda. Magician of Faith, the only thing I see it being played in is spellbooks. It hasn't been seen in spellbooks yet when I won, so I don't see it actually being used now. But only time will tell there. Formula Synchron doesn't really help anything. Not a lot of decks are running Formula Synchron, because not a lot of decks can really make Formula Synchron consistently. The only deck that can really is Quasar Plants, and if they're making two Formula Synchrons, they're probably not doing anything right because they're not making Quasar that turn. And then Rhoda doesn't have too much of an effect on this format. It kind of helps those Noble Knights. Outside of that, it doesn't really help anything. And then the no longer on list are Deep Prison and Mirror Force. Both cards are seeing less play just due to the fact that battle traps are getting worse and worse. We're kind of popping those battle traps before they ever have a chance to actually go off. But I do like Deep Prison at 3. It is a card that gets around the hands, which are a kind of a big problem in this format. Mirror Force, I really could care less about. I mean, if I'm ever going to play Mirror Force, it's probably going to be one of, just because it's something people don't expect. But at the same time, all 3 is doing is it's giving those decks that do set 5 and play a bunch of back row. It does give them that little bit extra to put in their back row. But yeah. So overall, the list didn't really hit anything. I thought Dragon should have been hit. They do have a double Foolish Burial and Dragon Shrine. It is basically a double Foolish Burial where they get to pitch 2 to the grave that they can run 3 of. They have a bunch of other cards in their deck that just make that deck stupid. Hat, the Artifact Engine did not get hit. The Artifact Engine is so pure, it's so good that it can be put in different things and make it good. I mean, 3 Moral Tech, 3 Ignition, 3 Sanctum, and 1 Beaglethawk is all you need. 10 cards. If your deck can fit 10 cards, like, successfully, those go in, it just makes such a good engine in there. I mean, it's one of those universal engines that you can use in other decks, and it's really stupid that they didn't hit any of that. Madolches, I love Madolches, I play Madolches, but I still think, like, Mageline or Angeli or something should have been hit. I mean, does Angeli hurt, like, hitting Angeli hurt the deck a lot? Not really. They do recycle, they do search her out with mages and tickets and all that stuff. But at the same time, Mageline, like a searcher, it's kind of stupid that they didn't try to hit that deck at all either. And then Gear, like I said, they didn't hit the right card. They didn't hit Armor. I mean, Armor is the biggest card in that deck. That's the biggest problem in that entire deck is Armor. Even Accelerator, I think, is a better hit than Gear. But yeah. And then the biggest hit that they didn't do was Soul Charge. Soul Charge is such a game changer. That card is insane. I hate that card with a burning passion. It's so good of a card that you can just play it, and all of a sudden you're going from losing to winning. I mean, they shouldn't have cards that are that overpowered, but they do, and they didn't do anything to get rid of it. I mean, why would you not try to hit Soul Charge? I mean, putting it to 1, even at 1, that card is stupid. So yeah, in the comment section below, some of you guys think. Do you like the list? Do you not like the list? The only things I do like about the list, I like the Triple D Prison to get around those hands, and I like Goyo just because I like Goyo as a card, not because I really want to play it or I think it's relevant in the format, but I do really like the card, so having it back is pretty cool. But other than that, I think it was a very poor list altogether. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. And as always, guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and later.